Welcome back everybody to another Hero RR video, and today I am out riding my CBR 600RR afternoon ride, kind of getting late. I haven't ridden much this year at night and I forgot how nice it is. I really do enjoy riding kind of like at this time, not where it's like dark out, where it's night, but where it's like dusk. It's just so cool out. It's still warm. It's like the perfect time to ride, in my opinion. If you guys are getting bored of riding the same bike, the same roads, the same area, try the different times. Try riding at night. Or not at night, but like during this time. Trust me, I don't know what it is, but it's just a different vibe entirely. I got a topic for you guys today I wanted to talk about, and that is my 3-bike dream garage. Now, I'm going to do a little twist on this one though. The 3-bike dream garage cannot feature any bikes that I currently own or have owned. So it's got to be all new bikes. Good old moto vlogs. I've been doing a lot more of these on the second channel. I hope you guys enjoy them. And if you do, make sure you like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 on this channel, that 1,000 subscribers. See if we can get there. I'm sure we can. We're pretty close now. But anyway, topic at hand. The three bikes that I would get. Let's do a little realistic expectations here. Let's say the obtainable dream garage, because otherwise I'm gonna say stupid bikes like the NR 750, and I'm just gonna pick really expensive bikes. But let's say realistic dream garage that it's obtainable. Bike number 1, I think would have to be, again, we can't pick bikes I own, it would have to be the Ninja ZX6R. The reason why is because I just love 600s. I think 600s are the best bikes. They're so much fun. I like them so much more than 1000s. And the ZX6R, it just has that little bit extra power. I mean, I definitely would not keep it stock. I would full exhaust it, tune it, ECU flash. I would get the thing ripping. Like, I'd make it such a good, fast, twitchy bike. Having a sport bike is just so nice to have. Like, I would always need a super sport. And a ZX6R, being a 600, it scratches 2 different itches. One, it scratches the itch of going fast, not just on back roads, but highway too. It's fun ripping out a 600 on the highway doing 160 miles an hour, which they are capable of. Even though it's not quite as fun as hitting the back roads, but they do that so well too. So you just kind of get the best of all worlds. So I'd have to go with the ZX6R. Again, it's the best 600 you can get brand new, I believe. And it's gonna scratch that itch for me where I want some power, I want some sportiness, but it's not out of control. Like a 1000 is just out of control. I really don't have a need for those. So the ZX6R, that's my choice. And if I'm gonna pick a runner-up bike, I don't know. I mean, I can't pick a CBR. I don't know. I don't know what my runner-up. Maybe a GSXR 750 as a runner-up for this one. But it's a far distant second place. I think the ZX6R is something I would want more. Next up would have to be the Tuono 660. The Tuono 660, when I rode one of those in California, I just loved that bike. It has the upright ergonomics, so it's rather comfortable. You can commute on one of those. You can probably do a little bit of touring on one. I know it's not the best touring bike, but at the same time, I don't really tour. And so I think a Tuono would do just fine for those days that I want to ride all day, but I'm not going far. If I was a touring person, then maybe, yeah, something a little bit bigger, possibly, but I think the Tuono 660 is great. I'm tempted to say the Tuono V4, the big boy, the 1100, but I don't know. Again, just keeping with the power thing, I don't think there's a necessity to having a 1000. I really don't. And yeah, I just think the Tuono 660 was a very playful, fun bike, and I really enjoyed it. I think it'd make a great commuter bike. As long as the engine holds up, Either way, I think the Tuono is a great option, the 660 Tuono, as a commuter bike, as a ride around town bike, just the upright, comfortable, let's go far, let's ride all day bike. It's really just a wonderful bike. I loved riding that thing. And it was weird because when I first jumped on it, I didn't really care for it. But as I rode it, I just really started to fall in love with that bike. It was so excellent. I think the runner-up to the Tuono 660 would be a completely different bike, but would be the Blackbird. And the reason why I say that is just because I love the Blackbird. And now finally the third spot, and this one is tough. This one's really tough. I keep going back and forth in my head. I think it would be a KTM 500 EXC or 450 EXC, something like that, like a dual sport 450 4-stroke or 500 4-stroke. I just think that would be such, it would, now I have commuting and I have fast sportiness. Now I have off-roading. I can ride off-road, I could do all of that. And it being a dual sport, you can ride to the trails, and I just think they're awesome bikes. I miss my KTM 450 Supermoto. I miss that bike. That bike is awesome. It's tough because if I had to do a runner-up, and this is where I'm like going back and forth in my head on which one I would pick. But if I had a runner-up, I think it would be the RVF 400. And the reason why I say the RVF 400, the problem is it's kind of redundant. The ZX6R is my fun sport bike, right? But the RVF 400 is just, that's like a dream bike for me. That's like an actual dream bike for me. A small displacement 400cc bike with gear-driven cams, single-sided swing arm, super rare, especially here in the United States. It's really tough not to say the RVF 400. Man, that's a really tough one. But I guess I would have to choose it. Yeah, I guess the RVF 400. As much as I think a dual sport has more purpose because it's a different style bike, and I know the RVF 400 is redundant to the ZX6R, the RVF 400 is just so cool. How could I say no to that? How could I say no to the RVF 400? Yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. I picked the RVF over the KTM. I was totally thinking KTM the whole time, but you know what? RVF 400. It's got to be that bike. It's just too special. But it would get ridden the least. I'm telling you that right now. The bikes getting ridden the most is probably the ZX6R and the Tuono 660. Those bikes are getting the most use. But on those days where I feel like just having a special riding day, that would be the bike to choose. Because at the end of the day, dual sports are cool, but I don't really ride off-road, so I could always just get a dedicated dirt bike that's not street legal and use that. But yeah, it's got to be the RVF 400. It's just too special of a bike, like I said. And who knows, 5 years from now, these three bikes would probably change. But currently, as is, these are the three bikes that I would like to see in my garage the most if I had to pick three different bikes. So I'm curious, guys, down in the comments section below, let me know what your three bikes would be in your garage. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.
Let me live my life, the one I'd better lead. All the blondes of fantasies, and we looked at them 11 ways. You said, look at me, I looked away, and you wrote the song I wanna play. Alright.